Hello, everybody. I am delighted to be with this entrepreneur. So please, Jean-Charles, introduce yourself and your business, please.
Okay, so my name is Jean-Charles Falloux. I'm the CEO of SKANai, which is a startup that we've created 3 years ago. I have a master's in agribusiness, and besides that, I've obtained a lot of MOOC that were required for my new business venture. And I have worked in many fields, such as development in Africa, such as waste management, such as media companies also. And I have created 3 years ago SKANai, which is dedicated to a range of services within the compliance field that is dedicated to evaluating the integrity of a person or a company when this company starts or wants to do business with them. So our mission is to revolutionize the specific service in order to expand it to all these small and medium companies, because today it's mostly big companies that use this type of service.
All right, thank you very much. So how did you come up with this idea of SKANai?
Well, I was working in a media company. It was Les Echos, which is the main economical and financial newspaper in France. And I wanted to build a media mostly oriented within the African market. So before starting that, we had different discussions with experts within the media world in Africa and specialized in economical intelligence. And when we discussed on this matter with with those experts, it was around a coffee. We found that in this intelligence field, there was opportunities to build something that was dedicated to small and medium companies, and that will help them evaluate their risk when they go abroad within their business. And that's where SKANai started.
Nice. Okay, so SKANai is really a B2B business who works with private businesses. And
yes,
all right,
it's a B2B service, and we're not only focused on French companies, but our objective is to go within the international market in 2022.
All right, I've seen that you have already an implementation in Asian country, right?
Yes, well, we work for French companies who want to do business in China, for example, and when they want to choose the right partner, they don't know usually how to do so. It's not only financial aspect, but it's also integrity aspects. You know, if there's close relations with the government, if there's corruption practices before that, you know, what's everything that's called adverse media. And so that's where we entered. It's this notion of integrity of the partner that you're going to do business with. So that's the type of risk we evaluate for our clients. So we do business like that for them, yes.
Okay, nice.
But it's not only in China, it's around the world. We have 250 partners. And so we're able to do a lot of missions around the world.
Well, congratulations. So more about yourself. So since how long have you been interested in entrepreneurship?
Well, I was a long time ago, but I didn't have the opportunity to do so. I've changed a lot of business, of field of my business career is very, different from when I started to what I knew, what I am today. But the opportunity came 3 years ago, and that's where I jumped in it. So, you know, it was always there. And when I got 50 years old, because I'm more than 50 today, that was my present, in the sense that, okay, this is the year you have to go and build your own business.
All right, nice. So as an entrepreneur, what would you say motivates and drives you on the daily basis?
Well, the value of creating a better world. I'm very keen in integrity, and the opportunity to build this job in the integrity field was something that was highly motivated. So, you know, I'm sticking to my values there, and that's something that I'm really keen on.
Okay, nice. All right. So also for all the young entrepreneurs in our school, what would you advise them? What are the key elements for starting and running a successful business?
I would say that you have to be prepared to be in a highly demanding world. success is not a straight line, so you're going to have to be very agile. And so what you would be required is a lot of emotional intelligence, because you're going to work with people. So you got to be prepared to work with them, to lead them. And those are the two things: be very agile and be very, in terms of emotional intelligence, aware of that. That's going to be something that's going to be key in terms of driving your business when you grow.
Okay, nice. And also to see the negative side of it. So, can you tell me maybe about something you enjoy the less in your job and something maybe you enjoy the most?
Okay, the thing I enjoy the most first is opportunity. It's really, something that is important for me is to have the opportunity and be able to do it. The less is loneliness, in the sense that when you're at the head of a company, sometimes you're very lonely to take the decisions. Even if you have a team, you're the one that's going to have to take the decision. And that's something that's sometimes hard, but you have to cope with it.
Okay. Well, this is a good lesson. As a leader, how do you manage efficiently your team?
Okay, well, I would say three ways. The first one is, share a dream. Share a dream and have something that, a direction to hold. So that's the first thing. That's where we want to go. That's the first thing. And then the other one is delegating, in the sense that, as Steve Jobs said, I'm not paying people to tell them what to do. I'm paying people so that they can tell me what to do. And so delegating is something that is very important, so that they're really part of the team and the company. And the third one is sticking by my values. What I am is what I am, right? I do errors, I have weakness, but I'm trying to do my best. And that I share also with my team.
Okay, awesome. So, when the opportunity of the business arrived, was like the timing important? Was that a factor which resulted in the good development of the business?
Well, yes. The timing was really key, in the sense that when we decided to create SKANai, there were two things. There were, this world is becoming more and more complicated to read and to understand. And so when you're a company and you're doing business abroad, then you have to understand where the risk lies. And so since it's becoming more and more complicated, you need to have services that help you understand where you're putting, your assets. And the other one is, if you're looking at the legislative part, more and more laws and specific laws combating corruption are popping out everywhere. If you're looking at France, 2016 was Sapin 2, which is a law against fighting corruption. And so it's taking a more and more importance in the business. And it's not only in France, but it has the term extraterritorialité, which means that if you're fine, if you're in the middle of corruption in another country than France, you can also be attacked by the French government. So that's something that is very important, and more and more small and medium companies are taking that into account. So yes, it's the momentum is very key.
Okay, that's important to know. So, and how did you finance this project, this business?
Well, at the beginning, it was love money. That's the first element. I think that's a lot of people starting companies, and then afterwards is business angels. So we're working on that, and what they're looking for is the team, is the dream team, is the right team to tackle the problem we're trying to solve. And then is it the right team also that can produce services and solutions that are adapted to the market? So, we've done that, we've bypassed that. But the first one is love money. Then we're looking for money outside, mainly business angels at this stage.
All right, nice. So, what has been maybe the most important question and answer investors asked to yourself today?
Well, again, I would say the most important is the team, the people who are driving the company. Is it the good one? Do they have the competence to have the experience to do that? Are they able to pivot if something goes wrong. You have to find a new product, etc. So that would be the essential question that we find when we deal with it.
Okay. So also, can you please describe the biggest challenges you had to face during the life of your company?
Okay, the biggest one is, I would say, when we lost a key partner in our process that was really, really important in our process of producing this evaluation. And we had to find very quickly somebody, another partner that was, as good as this one. And so that was really a big challenge because we had orders, we had to fulfill them, and we lacked competence there. So that was one big challenge. That was the one big challenge I would take into account.
Okay, nice. But as a team, you've managed to overcome it, right? And
yes, we did manage to overcome it. We never gave up. We found the solutions. We outsourced at the beginning. We had trust in secondary partners, and we came over that. Yes.
Okay, nice. Good for the company. So what is the most important leadership lesson you have learned?
The first one would say that keep the team motivated. Something that is very, very important, and specifically when we've went over strikes, we went over the Gilets jaunes crisis, we went over the COVID-19 with 2 lockdowns, maybe a third one, and the most important was keep the team motivated and focus on their mission. And then if there's no mission coming over because there are lockdowns, how we can manage to keep them motivated and work on something that was valuable. And that's what we did. And what we did there was, okay, no mission because of the lockdown. So we went through the data of our clients and we, in terms of creativity, we imagine new products and we're putting them on market in a few weeks. And so that was something that's very important to me and for the team.
Okay, nice. And so as your previous work experience or even your studies had an impact on your leadership style and the way you efficiently manage a team?
Not firstly the education. I think it's something that is very personal, but it's something that you can learn. Leadership is something that you learn. It's not something that you inherit, right? So you accept to do a lot of errors. You accept your weakness, but you also know that there are certain rules in terms of leadership you have to keep, and so you try to apply them. So it's not only the education, it's the people you work with, it's your friends, it's your family, it's everything that will nurture your leadership and the feedback you accept from the people you're working with that will correct the errors you do. That's a whole ecosystem.
Okay, right. Yeah, so read a lot of books on leadership. Is that
on the subject? Yes.
A good thing? Yeah. All right. Yeah. So for all the people who wants to start an entrepreneurship career in our school, what advice would you give to them, to the people who are starting out?
I would say trust. Always learn to dance. That's something that really helps me every day. Is don't wait for the thunder to pass. Try to learn how to dance under the rain. Right. So be very agile. There's no straight line to success, and every time try to find solutions to problems you're gonna have to have. Every day there's a new problem, so you have to have find solutions, and that's the best way. Keep positive, maintain the team at block, and then try to learn to dance under the rain.
Okay, so nice. So maybe to come back a bit on the company. So how do you measure performance or efficiency? How do you when you achieve goals?
I would say that the performance. Well, we have classical KPIs. in terms of sales, in terms, etc. But the success, I would, the best one is if we're capable of delivering what we, our objective was to deliver this thing at this date, and we delivered it collectively. And so my main, KPI for me is, as a team, are we optimized in delivering the product that we said we would deliver? That's the main thing, right? And then the rest is classical KPIs, but that's the element driving. And the other one is, our clients are satisfied or not. And if they're not, then try to question why and adjust or better the process you have. So those are the two I would keep in mind.
Okay, all right. So, as being the CEO of a startup, you must have loads on your plate. So, how do you manage your time?
That's a good question. I'm not, the best one in terms of managing my time. What I do believe is that there's a big difference in terms of succeeding in life or having a life successful. And for me, what I'm trying to do is manage the best way in terms of my professional life and my personal life, right? I'm not expert in that, but I'm trying my best to do so. And every time I spend time, my personal time with my family, my loved ones, I try to be 100% towards that. So this is my goal. And I'm trying to do that.
Okay, nice. Yeah, family, very important.
Very important for me.
Okay, nice. So, what would you say has been the best decision, your career decision you've made in your life?
Start my company. That was the best one. I did a lot of things, and when I decided to start my company, it's just like you leave the company you were working with, and then it's just like putting your blanket out, and then you start over from scratch. And so it's not because I was a manager within my company before that I'm a good CEO. So I had to learn everything from start. It's just like a live MBA on how to be a good, entrepreneur, CEO, etc. And so you have to learn everything. That's why I'm educating myself with MOOCs. I'm discussing a lot with people who are expert in the fields I'm working on. You start from scratch, and so that was very, very, very motivating for me.
Okay, awesome. So now maybe something a bit more sinister. So how has been work since the coronavirus?
Complicated, but very creative at the same time. Again, try to learn how to dance under the rain means, you have to find new resources that will motivate you. And so if there's no new orders coming from your clients, then okay, what are the assets we have, like data, and how we can, use the data to create something new product. So very creative, stressful, because you have to adapt yourself. You have to renegotiate with the banks, you have to renegotiate with the clients that are not paying, etc. But again, if you're ready to go at it, and you have a team that is dedicated to that, then you can do it. But it's very stressful and creative.
Okay, and as your team had to work remotely since?
Yes, and the funny thing is we still are very, working from remotely speaking. And what we find is we are gaining a lot of time during our day. That means that you can, as well work professionally, but also spend more time with your loved ones. So that's something that's very important. So quality time, either with your loved ones or professionally speaking. Learn how to work differently. Different, meetings per day, so that you can meet the team, you can, see where they are, the objectives are there, still there. The downside is, less personal exchange, which is still something important. So we're, planning to do a one day a week meeting with all the teams, so that we can, tackle the main problems. But the rest, the robotic is just wonderful for me and for the team.
Okay, nice. And have you been able to keep the company culture from working remotely?
Um, I'm not going to say it's easy. It's difficult. It takes a lot of time. But again, if we're focused on our objectives, then and then the values that we have, uh, if we share the same values, we're focused, and we have the same dream, then I think it's not easy, but it's going to do the job.
Okay, nice. And one last open question. So, if you were to write a book about yourself, how would you name it?
Good question. I would name it opportunity. Opportunity because there's no. I think there's no such thing as people having more chances than the other. What I think is there are people who are being able to seize the opportunity that is in front of them and do something with it. So this is what I did all my life, with success and no success. I mean, I had also errors, but that's how I would define it.
Okay, nice. Well, thank you very much, Jean-Charles Falloux. I hope the best for the future of the business, and thank you once again for your time.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye.